And thank you for joining me today for Jared's Not Funny. I, of course, am your host, Jared Christensen, and today I'm joined by one of my favorite comedians in the area. He's also an amazing producer. He actually was the person who held the first show that I did my first open mic with, so I got a lot to thank for this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh R.E.A. Preston.
Hiya, hiya, hiya.
Let's go. I love the energy this morning.
Yes.
It's feeling good.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm starting to be a morning person. I used to be a night person, but you know, with the job, got to be work at 7. I'm more of a morning person now, so I'm hyped.
I got you. I was trying to be a morning person this morning. I can't get my morning started without a shower.
Shower?
I have to have a shower, like in a cold shower.
Okay.
I don't like the warm showers. The cold shower wakes me up. The warm shower makes me want to get back in bed.
All right. So when you go to bed, are you clean? Do you take a shower before you go to bed?
Not before.
Oh, so you stink when you go to sleep.
I mean, I'm not very active.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I feel like I don't. If I smell myself, like if I've been doing something like yard work or something, I definitely take a shower before bed.
Oh, okay.
For sure. But yeah, for the most part, you know, I got really good deodorant.
Because I take a shower beforehand, because you know during the night, you know what might happen.
I got you
with the wife and everything. So you know you got to stay clean, got to stay fresh.
So then you wake up clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just ready to rock and roll.
Ready to rock and roll. Like they say, you gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
I like that. Maybe I should change it.
You should.
I might change that up, because then you don't have to wake up as early either. You get more sleep.
Exactly.
If there's one thing I love, it's more sleep. So I'm super excited about this coming week, right?
I am too, as well.
It's here. I mean, it's basically here. So tell the folks about the R.E.A.L Funny Comedy Fest.
Yes, the R.E.A.L Funny Comedy Festival is a festival I started doing. I started it last year, and this year we're gonna do it again. We do it on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now I did it last year, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But football season is here, so I learned my lesson not to have the show on a Sunday.
That's smart.
At night. So we're doing it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The Wednesday show is going to be at Ursula's Cafe, 511 Jefferson Street in Roanoke. All the shows are going to be in Roanoke, Virginia. It's going to be at 8 p.m. I got Big Lit Conspiracy. They're like the biggest improv group here in Roanoke. They're going to be performing. I got Garrett Brunfield, a comedian, that's going to be hosting it. Thursday, I'm going to be at a new place. It's called the Community Arts Reach Center. Okay. And I'm going to have Chout Bout is going to host it. And I have Gerald Brown, Arthur Stump, Teron Rogers, who was on the show before. And we're going to have it headlined by Artsy Musa, who's a comedian from North Carolina. He does a lot of, he's a content creator. Awesome. So he's coming up here. And then Friday, it's going to be at the Spot on Kirk, which everyone loves. And it's going to be headlined by Dusty Cagle. We're going to have Lucas Gumbrant, Brendan Crozier, and Seth Kerman, and it's going to be hosted by Juice Atkins. They're all North Carolina comedians. They're the ones that are really supportive of the R.E.A.L Funny Comedy Festival. So yeah. I'm that type of person. If you support me, I'm going to support you.
Absolutely.
You know. And then Saturday is the Coffee Pot, which everyone's crazy spot. You know, the Coffee Pot. Coffee Pot's crazy, and that's going to have headlining by. It's going to be hosted by you.
Yeah. Let's go.
Jared Christensen.
I'm hosting
in it. And then it's going to be T Fox out of North Carolina. And then Jordan B out of Tennessee now. Jordan B. And then it's going to be headlining by Kristen Brooks. And she's a comedian that she was finalist for Comedian of the Year in 2024. Okay. And she did it last year. And she's back by popular demand. People wanted to see her again.
Fantastic. That sounds like a great lineup.
It is. Yeah. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it. Yeah. So in kind of helping out with the promotion of this show. So not only will this should air on Sunday, and then you'll also have on Monday, you'll have Arthur Stump, and then on Wednesday, you'll have Chout Bout. So you'll kind of get an opportunity to kind of get to know some of these comedians.
Yes,
you know?
Yes.
So I'm super excited about that. So you said second time doing the R.E.A.L Funny Comedy Fest, right? Do what?
Festival.
Sorry.
Yes, we say festival.
Understood. So second time doing it. You know, I know that this has got to be a stressful time in your life, right? I mean, are you stressed? Are you feeling good? Like, what's the feeling right now?
I'm feeling good because it's comedy. I just love comedy. I love everything about it, and it is stressful. But I'm a type of person that's, hey, if you come to the show, have a good time. if you don't come to the show, I'm not gonna be upset. Hey, you just missed a great show.
Yeah.
Period. It's on y'all. It's on y'all to come and watch the show and have a great time. And if you don't come, you just missed it. You're what is that? Fear of missing out? Is that FAMO or something? Fear of missing out. Don't be FAMO. Come to the show.
Yeah, there's a lot of great talent. I mean, just some of the names, some of them I haven't seen, but the ones that you do have in there that I have seen, very talented comedians.
Very, yes.
You know, very up and coming. So, and some of these guys, I mean, haven't been doing comedy for that long, but they're awesome. Like I know Choutbout, he hasn't been doing it for very long, but
a little over a year.
But damn, is he funny?
Yes.
Like he just has a presence about him, you know, whether he's on stage or whether you're just talking to him, he's a great guy and just kind of has a funny demeanor to me. Just everything that he says, he can make me laugh.
Right. And he's something like a co-host on my podcast as well.
Yeah.
Called the podcast that I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. Catch that.
Yes.
You know, and you live stream it.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So mine's recorded and edited. His is live streamed. And, you know, I tell you right now, I think live stream, I mean, I don't necessarily edit out anything that we say. Have you ever wanted to do that? Have you ever been on your podcast and been like, I wish I could edit that out?
Maybe once or twice, but my thing is with live stream, it's real.
Absolutely.
People are saying what they feel right there. When you pre-record, it's sort of like doing movies and stuff like that. If you don't like it, you can take it out.
True.
And nobody knows. But when you live stream it, it's real, it's raw. That's what the R in real funny is, raw. And when we do a live stream, it's raw. People are telling them how we feel at that time.
Yeah.
You know, so.
If you go back to episode 1 of the podcast, it's 15 minutes, but that was probably about an hour and 20-minute podcast.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that I was like, you know, I was just grabbing the best moments. And all of my friends hated it. They all hate. They said, listen, man, I want the full story.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I was like, well, that's easier for me to not have to go in and try to pick out what's the best parts and cut out little pieces. It's like I've liked the long form more.
Yes, because you get the real story.
Absolutely.
Unlike people with sound bites and want you to get their narrative out instead of hearing the real thing. Let's hear the whole story, not just this one soundbite that you want to push your agenda to.
I like that.
You know, yes.
So where does the L.A. come from in L.A. Josh Preston?
It's actually my name. My name is LeDwan.
Okay.
And a lot of people couldn't pronounce it. It was like people LeDwan, LeDwani. Like, no, it's LeDwan. It's a L.A. then it's capital D-W-O-N-E. So people are always making a joke. Oh, can we call you LD? It's like, no, you can't call me LD. Please don't.
I was in LD programs growing up. You don't want to be called that.
Right. So they're right. So all right, how about just LA? I mean, it's gonna be. I was like, LA's fine. That sounds pretty
cool,
good.
Man.
It is.
It rolls off the tongue really well.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And when people talk about LA, you know, some people are not talking about Los Angeles now. It's me. Even when they're thinking about Los Angeles, they can also think about me because it's LA.
Are you an LA fan?
A Lakers fan.
A Lakers fan.
Only because of Kobe.
Okay.
Bryant. That's it. I'm a fan of teams because of the people that were played in it. Like, I'm a Lakers fan because of Kobe. I'm a Giants fan because of Lawrence Taylor. I'm a baseball. I'm a Yankees fan because of Dave Winfield.
Okay.
You know, so that's how that.
Yeah, I of course am a real Chicago White Sox fan, and baseball is pretty much the only sport that I really like root for. Football, man, I can sit down and watch any good game, right? Any team, and root for whoever my buddy's rooting for. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't have a dog in the fight. Basketball, Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
Like, I got to go with the Bulls only because I grew up in the time where, you know, I spent so much time with my dad sitting there watching Jordan and Pippen and Kukoc and Dennis Rodman and that whole squad.
Okay.
And so like whenever I think back, you know, if I sit down and watch a Bulls game now, it kind of transports me back to that.
I see. I see.
But the White Sox, I'm a diehard White Sox fan. I know
why.
Why?
Shoeless Jackson.
So Shoeless Joe and Field of Dreams actually was like that was planting the seed in my brain because I saw Field of Dreams as a kid when I was like 5, right? And but I was like 6, 7 years old downstairs in my grandma's basement flipping through the channels, right? Rugrats was on a commercial break, and I end up seeing baseball, WGN, right? And this big, huge mammoth of a man comes up with bases loaded, and he hit a grand slam for the Chicago White Sox. I'll never forget it. It was Frank Thomas.
Oh yeah.
And I became
hurt.
I became the biggest White Sox fan from there on out. I couldn't get enough of it. And even to this day, like, you know, I got to go to Game 1 of the World Series when the White Sox went to the World Series against the Houston Astros.
Right.
And that was a moment I'll never forget. And then, of course, last year really tested whether or not, this is how I know I'm going to, like, if I ever have a kid, I'm going to be a great father.
Okay.
Because I still support the White Sox, even though last year we set the record for the worst baseball team ever.
Wow.
And I still am like, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to be okay. I mean, we're not worse than the Rockies this year, which I'm kind of sad about. But if you can't win a World Series, you might as well set a record for being the worst team of all time.
That's right. Be remembered.
Exactly.
Just like the scandal.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. You might as whatever it takes, right? Like,
Right.
I don't know how the attendance is in Chicago, but it should be high. Support your teams, regardless of how they're doing.
Definitely.
That's how I feel about it. So you said, who's your favorite baseball team?
Yankees.
The Yankees. Okay. They got a really good squad.
Yeah, they've always had. They were always in contention, and nobody's ever said, "Nah, the Yankees ain't gonna do anything this year."
That is true. That is true. But still, some of the greatest baseball players of all time have come out of that. Come out of that, that team.
Well, when you got that money,
that is true.
You can buy some good players.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. So Kobe is your favorite basketball player. If Kobe had to go one-on-one with somebody and possibly lose, who would it be?
Jordan.
Not LeBron?
If he loses?
LeBron or Jordan is basically the question I'm asking.
LeBron or Jordan? I mean, I don't like those kind of debates because it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Just say Jordan over LeBron, okay. But if LeBron ever was on your team, you'd be like, okay, we'll take LeBron.
Yeah. We'll take LeBron.
Yeah. But like different era, different. I mean, I don't know. Will I take Jordan or will I take LeBron? Like if Jordan was in LeBron's time, what would he do? Would he be like shooting threes and stuff like Steph Curry or stuff like that?
Right.
Or would he be that going to doing all these moves and stuff?
Yeah.
And just like if LeBron was in Jordan's era, will he be, as people call him, a crybaby? But will he be a crybaby in that era when you got teams like the Pistons beating the crap out of you and the Celtics and all that?
Yeah.
You'd probably be toughen up.
That's why I loved basketball back in the day. Mm-hmm. I really did. I mean, that was a physical sport. Yes. I mean, all the sports were more physical. Like it just was. Now we got owners who are, like, I get it. They're more worried about longevity,
right?
Yeah. But I don't know, man. There was just something about sports 10 years ago that was just it was easier for me to watch because it was just guys going after it all the time at 100%, And one of my favorite things in football is to see a hard hit, see somebody get absolutely, blown out of their cleats. I don't know. It's just fun. That's why I still watch hockey because they still let them fight, and I like that. You a big fan of UFC at all?
No, I'm not too big on the fighting game, and I mean back in the day with Tyson and them, that was good. I like Tyson and Holyfield and stuff. Now, man, getting somebody knocked out, it's like I feel like damn sad. I'm like, this dude is lying on the floor bleeding.
He's got a concussion. Yeah. This is bad. Yeah,
but about like, come on.
I feel that.
Hey, that's just me. That's just me. But there's some people that love that.
Yeah, I like the moment where I go from oh to oh. Yeah. Man, yeah, that guy's got a family.
Right.
I hope he's okay.
I think I'm the opposite because I'd be all sad, and then when I find out he's all right, then it's okay. Man, you got knocked the F out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. So how long have you been doing comedy?
Okay, I started in '93 and I did it to about 2000, maybe 2001. Took with marriage, got a wife, have a wife and kids. So that was very hard for me to keep being on the road doing comedy.
Sure.
So I just said, you know what? I took family over comedy. And I always tell that to everybody, every comedian. Family first.
Yeah.
I mean, comedy will always be here.
Yeah.
So when everything you get, take care of your family, come back to the comedy. And that's what I did. I said, I can't do comedy anymore. I got a family to take care of. So I did that. My kids are pretty much grown. My son's 22, my daughter's 16. Right now. But I did it like 4 years ago. So they were 12 and 18, I guess you can say.
Sure.
It was 2021 October, and they were grown. They were pretty much grown, taken care of. They were okay. So I was like, you know what? I want to go back into comedy. And so what I did, I just went down to Greensboro, North Carolina, and went to the Idiot Box and did my set, and it was good. And I said, yo, I'm rusty. I know I am.
Sure.
But if I keep getting at it, I'll get to where I am. So I started back in October of 2021.
Okay.
And I've been doing it been hitting the road ever since. So if you want to add that, if you want to add 8 and then 4, I guess 12 years. Yeah. You could say.
Well, and to be fair, you say your daughter was 12, your son was 18. I mean, I remember me as a 12-year-old, I was ready for my own space, and kind of doing my own thing, But up until that point, it was like I was attached at my parents' hips.
Right.
But starting around, 11, 12 years old, I was ready to just like leave me alone, right? Like I got my friends, I want to play video games, or I'm gonna, go to their house and hang out. That was kind of
right. I guess that's what happened.
Yeah.
Baby girl, ain't no more daddy.
What's the most challenging part about being a parent?
Ooh, most challenging. Hoping that they'll listen and not be like, yeah, whatever. Because even though kids will say, yeah, whatever, I think they're listening to you.
Sure.
But they don't want to admit. They don't want to admit that my parents, they're old. They don't know about this young generation, our generation. They don't understand us, but we do. I mean, we were there. I mean, we may not have been at this time, but we were there. We know exactly how you're feeling, what you're going through. So just listen to us, and the hardest part is just hoping that they are and their safety and stuff. When they head out that door, just please come back. I think that to me, that's the hardest part of being a parent. Not knowing what your kids are doing.
Yeah.
You're separated from your kids. But when you see them, and it's the most loving thing ever. So,
yeah. Absolutely. What's been the most rewarding part about being a parent?
My kids are decent human beings. That's all I ask people. Just be a decent human being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be the greatest. You don't have to be all holier than thou or whatever. Just be decent. Treat people with respect. Just be a decent human being. And my kids are decent human beings. They're very nice. They're if you need something, they're there for you. I mean, they don't get in trouble. They just. So my daughter's 16 and she's crocheting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crocheting, just because they're just good kids, man. That's the most rewarding that I have good kids.
Yeah.
Decent human beings.
I love that.
Yes.
Love that. So your daughter's crocheting, your son is wrestling, right?
Wrestling.
Let's go.
Oh, yes.
Like, come on. I learned this about you the last time we talked. Is that you used to wrestle.
Right.
So let me touch base on this real quick. So your wrestling name was?
L.A. Cash.
L.A. Cash.
Yes, and I was part of a tag team called the Southside Players with J Money. That was his name.
Yeah.
And my name was just L.A. at that time. And what happened was Jay-Z had a song called Money Cash Hoes. But in the unedited version, it was Money Cash, and then DMX go, what? And I listened to it. His name, J Money. Cash, L.A. Cash, L.A. Cash. I'm gonna use that.
Absolutely.
So that's how I became L.A. Cash, because of Jay-Z's song Money Cash Hoes. And what was really cool, the Clippers, the L.A. Clippers, it was L.A. and they had like a C. No, they had a C and then they had L.A. in it. So it looked like it was L.A. Cash.
Oh yeah.
So I used to wear that. And it was, I'm like, sometimes I just think things just fall into place. Like if you're looking for an answer, or you're looking for, just looking for an answer. If you listen to your surroundings, you'll get clues on what you should do.
Sure.
And just follow those clues, and to me, you'll be all right.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all were a tag team.
Yes.
Did you start out in the tag team circuit?
No.
Okay, so
No.
you were a singles wrestler.
I was a singles wrestler, and I did have another tag team partner. His name was Beef. He was out of Alta Vista, big dude, and it kind of remind me of the world's greatest tag team. It was Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas.
Yeah,
it kind of remind me of them. We were, and then Beef went single, and Money was a single wrestler also, and we were all together. He's like, why don't y'all put LA and J Money together?
Okay.
And Beef, as a singles wrestler, and so that's what we did. So that's
awesome.
what happened.
Did you ever have a title? Did you ever hold a tag team title?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Let's go.
And there's a wrestling league called Carolina Wrestling Federation. That's where the Hardy Boys, Hurricane Helms, Christian Moore, Shannon Moore came. That's where they all came from. We hold the record for the most tag team titles there with 3. We've held the tag team titles 3 times there. No one else has.
Wow.
So yeah, we were a great tag team, and I still got the VHS tapes, and everybody wants me to put it out there.
Yeah.
Videos. I'm like, I mean, that was a while ago, but I can't. I'm going to do it. I just need that motivation to actually do it.
I would watch it, like 100%. I would watch it.
Okay.
I think a lot of people that have, it's fun to see kind of like where you came from. You know what I mean? Like, or something that you've done in like previously. Like,
right. I see.
I would love to see it.
Okay.
I mean, I would. I think
that's more motivation for me to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Shoot, man. Whenever you decide to release them, just let me know, because we should have a watch party with it.
Oh boy.
I'm telling you, because I got a lot of wrestling fans, and I think that would just be so cool. Like,
okay.
I really do. I really do.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. So, your son is. Are you kind of helping him, kind of guiding him through the wrestling thing right now?
I'm guiding him on the behind the scenes.
Okay.
When it comes to wrestling, he has a wrestling trainer that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that. All I tell him is don't wrestle someone that's green. And green means doesn't know pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're new to it.
Yeah.
Don't wrestle that person. Don't wrestle somebody you don't know. That's the main thing. Wrestle people that you trust in that ring, because it's all about trust.
Sure.
In that ring, because the stuff that y'all doing, man, just one mess up can mess up not just wrestling career, your life.
Sure.
Period.
Yeah.
So I just tell him, don't do any crazy stuff, don't do any high risk moves. And he goes, and I know I did. I was jumping over the ropes. I was going on the top rope, just landing on people and stuff.
Come on.
I look back, I'm like, yo, that was crazy what you were doing. But it was so much fun. And the people, because wrestling with an organization like Carolina Wrestling Federation, you're wrestling with, it's like in baseball, AAA.
Yeah.
Because the next step is the WWF or WCW.
Sure.
Back then. So I was wrestling with people that knew what they were doing. So I was comfortable doing all those high flying moves and stuff. And they were comfortable with us doing it because we were just as good.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
But I tell them, in some of these indie leagues, man, you got people. If the referee is in better shape than the wrestler,
we got problems.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So just
unless your name's Kevin Owens,
right?
That's pretty much like the only exception, I think.
Right. So just be careful. That's my main thing. But behind the scenes, and don't have them doing. Don't you do stuff that you don't feel comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, tell them, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing it. Because there's some people that'll do anything just to be in the show,
just to get the moment.
Yes,
yeah, I got it.
It's like, don't do that, man. You don't have to do that. You don't. I mean, if you do that, 'cause I see these backyard wrestling people going through chairs and lighting themselves on fire and thumbtacks. For what, a beer and some chicken wings?
Yeah.
Get out. No.
Yeah.
No. Don't do that.
I've seen some absolutely terrible injuries from just doing the crazy stuff, with wrestling that's in a high school gym. You know what I mean? And it's like, is it worth that? Like I just, yeah. I think too, and you said this last time I talked to you, is it's about telling the story in the ring.
Yes.
That's what it's really about. And I think that's what's been lost on wrestling for a while now, is when I watch the matches, it's like there's no story here. It's too fast. It's too fast. They're on to the next thing and on to the next thing. And when I go back and watch the older wrestling style, like in the Attitude Era, or even prior to that, it's guys are taking time in between, right? Because it matters. Every second of what you're seeing matters.
Right.
Whether it's, a guy struggling to get up after taking a DDT, like instead these guys are taking a DDT. Hey, let me get you right back up.
Right.
And it's like, well, I always felt like, pace, I think, is very important in a match.
Yes.
As far as how you're doing the moves. When you and your son talk about wrestling, like, have you ever cut a promo on him? No. Do y'all ever practice promos by being?
We don't do that. Nah, he's not much. When I watch him, he's not much of a talker. He's just getting his just doing basic stuff right now.
Yeah.
So he's not much of a talker. I was a talker. I was the charismatic one of the group. Money was the wrestler. He was the wrestlers, right? All the moves and stuff. I wasn't so much. I just wanted to get out there and have fun. Cut a little promo, talk junk to the wrestlers and stuff. Do all this crazy. Okay, he can do. I had to do it. To me, I had to do that to make everyone know that, hey, I'm not just a talker. I can actually do this also.
Sure.
So, and also with like we were talking about with the wrestling thing, too many kickouts on your finishers.
Yes.
That, to me, that's also hurting wrestling. When you did the finisher, that was it.
Yeah.
Now they do the finisher. It's like, one, they're just waiting for the kick out.
Yep.
It's surprise. There was I don't know what match it was, but it was a surprise. They did that one finisher that one time. It was like 1, 2, and it was 3, and the people in the audience were like, he didn't kick out. It was a 3 count, and it was to me it felt like it was like a relief, like and I'm thinking, yeah, they get it. Because it was an old school wrestling match. I don't know which of the old wrestlers did it, but I was happy to see it.
Yeah,
I was.
Absolutely. Did you catch any of this last WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So I only bring it up for this one point. The best match of the night was a triple threat match from the girls, from the ladies, from the women, whatever the pronoun is. But I will tell you this right now. One of the best matches in WrestleMania history, and it was a triple threat. I think it was a ladder match, or it might have just been a regular triple threat match. I don't know. But all I can say, and I can't remember who was in it. I don't want to say the wrong people, but I can tell you this right now. It was the kickoff match to Sunday's WrestleMania. And I remember watching it going, this is not only telling a story, but the timing was just perfection. I mean, it was one of the greatest matches I'd ever watched. And I was like, man, you go back to the Attitude Era, it wasn't like that for the ladies. It's just come so far. And I think, I think just seeing that, it made me feel really good to see, like, hey, not only are they doing it at a high level, but to me, they stole the show. Like they came out there with a chip on their shoulder. And I think that's a part of, too, kind of what I think is missing from wrestling, is like you don't have enough guys that have that chip on their shoulder to go out there and have the best match of the night.
All right,
and
I see what you're saying.
I think back in the day there were so many guys that were underutilized, or so many guys that were just top echelon, that it was tough for anybody to get an opportunity. But when they did, buddy, they showed out.
That's right.
And
also here with the women wrestling, it ain't all about tits and ass anymore.
Yeah,
they're actually about wrestling.
Yep.
Because back then, you had bikini matches. They were fighting in mud and all this stuff. Breasts is showing and stuff. Now it's see Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, I think her name is. And it's all about the wrestling now.
Yeah.
With them and stuff. Yeah.
Rhea Ripley. Love her.
Yes.
Like, she is the Undertaker of the ladies, and I think she's going to be around for a long, long time.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm a huge fan. I really am. So, growing up, did you play sports?
I played baseball and basketball.
Okay.
Baseball was my main thing.
Gotcha. And where did you play? Like what?
Well, I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut, so
Okay.
I played up in Bridgeport for a lot. And I actually, when I came down here in my 20s, I actually had a chance to play for the Florida Marlins. Well, they're Miami Marlins now, but the Florida Marlins single A team.
Yeah.
But the problem is I had to move down to Florida to do it, and single A ball pays not good. It's not good at all.
That's a fact.
So,
yeah, it's a plane ticket and a sandwich.
Yeah. It's one of those beer and chicken wings. There you go. Like nah. So
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. But to actually have a chance, the opportunity to play single A ball for a major baseball team,
Yeah.
it was a great honor and stuff. And then I look back, like, man, could I've actually made it? That's I always get that in the back of my mind. If I stayed and did play single A ball, could I've gone all the way to the majors?
Right.
I was pretty good in baseball as well. And answer is probably not, because when you watch players like when you see Alex Rodriguez, and this guy has been baseball playing all his life.
Yeah.
So like with me, I played baseball when I was young, but when I got older, I had girlfriend, family, all this, I'm in college, I'm doing other things. I'm not focusing on baseball 24/7.
Sure.
Then you get these people that are focused on baseball, and you watch them play, and and you say, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to my regular job. I think that's the best thing to do.
No, I feel
what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah, I wanted so badly to be a professional baseball player, and I'll never forget like being at my dad's training facility, because my dad played pro ball.
Okay.
And but we were at his facility, and I'm like, man, I want to be a pitcher in the big leagues. And my dad looks at me, puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, son, you got to be able to throw the ball over 80 miles an hour. And I was like, I was a good hitter, but let me tell you right now, I probably asked him 1,000 times to get me on the gun. I'm pumping 85, baby. I've been working on this. And he'd hold the gun up and be like, 78, 79, 77. Oh, you're going down,
Right.
And so I used to kid with my team, because I got to pitch every now and then for them. But
Okay.
I used to say that I threw, my fastball was actually my changeup. I had a changeup and a super changeup.
A super changeup.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a changeup
All right.
and a super changeup. No fastball for me, because I just couldn't throw very hard. I don't know why, but I could hit the ball. I mean,
All right.
I could hit the ball. I had for my entire life, let's just say 18 home runs.
Okay.
Like over the fence home runs. Because I can tell you right now, inside the park wasn't happening for me. I'm like 16-year-old me probably couldn't beat 39-year-old me in a race. Like,
Wow.
Yeah. I've always been slow. I don't know why. But, yeah.
Were you a catcher or something?
I was actually
Or
a
the pitcher? I know you're a pitcher.
left fielder.
Left fielder. Okay.
Where do you put I could track down a ball. Like
Yeah.
I was a very, very good outfielder. I was that guy who after practice, I would have the coach stay and hit me an extra 30, 40 fly balls.
Okay.
Just to make sure that I was game ready.
Yes.
It just, but as far as tracking the ball, I felt like I was one of the better players, as far as tracking it, and I wasn't afraid to dive for a ball. And being slow, you got to be willing to lay it all out on the line. So I can't tell you how many catches I had where I just, it was full layout, sacrificing the body, broke my wrist doing it one time, but still caught the ball, still came up, grabbed it out of my glove and threw it to third and threw the guy out to end the game. And I was like, yeah, take me to the hospital. But that was dope, like that was my da-na-na, da-na-na, like. It's too bad we didn't have iPhones back then, because I would like to go back and watch that video.
Right.
You
right.
know what I mean? Like, there's so many things like in life that I know it isn't captured. I played football.
Okay.
Wasn't great. I wasn't. I was on defense, and I will tell you this right now. I didn't understand defense on football until it was too late. Till I was like 22, and I was like, I watched The Water Boy. As a kid, that's what I thought defense was as a middle linebacker, because that's where I played. I thought I was just supposed to blitz every play, and that's what I did because I was stupid. And my coach would always he figured out that that's what I thought football was, that I was just supposed to go kill the quarterback. So anytime that there was a blitz play, that's when he'd put me in.
Oh, okay.
You know, so that was cool. He would just grab me by the face mask because I was an intense kid.
Yeah.
You know, I was ready to go hit somebody, bro. Like, put me in, coach. Yeah. And so he grabbed me by the face mask, be like, go out there and kill that quarterback. I'm like, yes, sir. You know, and so, you know, okay. Like I said, I was in learning disabled programs when I was a kid, so I didn't quite grasp things as quick as others.
That's funny. Yeah, I tried football for 2 days.
Yeah.
I played defense first day, and I just tackle him. Okay, all right, get down. Like, this is easy.
Yeah.
Went on offense. The dude tackled me like he was gonna kill me. I was like, man, yesterday I was just grabbing you and throwing you down. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna that's football. F that, and I'm out. I'm out.
That's F ball.
I'm out. You gonna hit me like that, man? We fighting. I was ready to fight.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, this is not for me. I'm gonna get penalties and like crazy. But so
I got you.
Back to baseball for me.
Yeah. No, baseball was definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
Baseball was definitely my favorite. It was just fun. Did you ever get kicked out of a baseball game? Have you ever gotten kicked out? No ejections.
I'm trying to remember. Nope.
That's impressive.
There was no reason to.
Oh, there's reasons.
Well, I mean, there was reason to do it. I didn't have.
Never cursed or anything like at an umpire.
I was like, oh well.
That's
like a bad call. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe a bad call. I might have. No.
I got you.
I'm trying to think if I ever got.
Yeah. I never got ejected for yelling at an umpire for a bad call. I got ejected for good reasons. Like, kid hit me and I charged the mound. That's.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that might.
But I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Like
what you do? Or what did somebody else do something?
We had a past. It was basically, for lack of a better term, I played on a team with him. He started yelling at one of our teammates who made a terrible error that pretty much cost us the game. Right, we still had another inning left, but it was a big deal. Right, it was the difference between no runs and 3 runs.
Oh wow!
Right, and so missed the fly ball with 2 outs, and it was deep, and he missed it. It happens, But my whole thing is always, it ain't over till it's over, right? Like, just come out and now help your team. He was next up to the plate, and I remember this kid jumping in his face, being like, because he was the pitcher, he's like, "You lost the game for us, you blah blah blah." I got in front of him and pushed him back. I was like, "Don't be talking to my teammate like that." No. Like, you need to go and chill out. And we had words that, got a little bit more colorful. And so he ended up going to the end of the dugout because the entire team was just like, yo, man, like, he needs to bat. Just back off of him.
Right.
So he goes to bat. We actually end up coming back and winning that game.
Wow.
And needless to say, I had some extra choice words afterwards to say to him. We just never got along after that, right? Just because I told him he owed him an apology and he didn't agree. And I was like,
this is the other team?
This is so we are playing on the same team this year, like in 1 year. The next year we were on opposite sides. We were playing on different teams.
Oh, okay.
And because I was homeschooled, so I was kind of a back and forther to whatever team would have me in the fall.
I see.
So like 1 year I played for Botetourt. Another year I ended up playing a little bit for Salem. But it was just kind of back and forth. So, and these were fall teams, not the actual like high school teams, right?
Okay.
We had a homeschool team for that. We'll cover that at a different date. But anyway, so, I get up to the plate and we're playing American Legion baseball, and I know it's coming. I know it's coming because me and this guy have history. And I tell the catcher, who's a good friend of mine, I'm like, he's going to hit me, isn't he? He was like, I'm not calling for that. And I looked at the umpire. I was like, if he hits me, I'm charging. And, first pitch right at the chin, and I back up. Okay. Look down, at the third base coach. Get back in. Throws at my head again. I get down, and I'm like, if you're going to hit me, like, be a man about it. Hit me in the side. But that's two headshots. And I'm just looking at him at this point, just like, I'm not moving on this one, So I get in there, and I'm standing there, and he ends up plunking me right in the rib cage. And very, very relaxed, right? I toss my bat, start undoing my gloves. I start going down to first, and then I make a beeline right towards him. And as soon as I got to him, I speared him off the mound. I ended up getting suspended for three games.
Wow.
But, but it was totally worth it, It was totally worth it.
Yeah.
And, but the nice thing is the next time that I saw him in a game, the next time that I faced him in the game, because we were in the same league, so it wasn't the last time we met. But next time I saw him, I literally told myself, he ain't going to hit me. I know he's not going to hit me now. So that first pitch, he's going to try to make a statement by throwing me a fastball right down the middle. Not only did he do that, I clocked that bitch for at least, we'll say 350 feet. I wanted to say 4, but, it was dead center. Dead center was like 360 something, but, main thing is I try not to embellish on my home runs. So, but that one felt the best. Just, running around. I didn't do anything, didn't say anything. I just ran around the bags. It was my mom in the stands that was like, get him, Jared. My mom knew the pass. She's very vocal. She's very supportive. But yeah, that was a fun time. And my dad told me that I should never charge the mound again. Even though I've seen that man get ejected as a coach, I mean, at least 7 or 8 times, and it's, I'll tell you the funniest story about him getting ejected is I'm sitting there in the dugout watching, and we're down by like 8 runs, right? It's like the 4th inning. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're down. We're getting our teeth knocked in. Right. And we were a good team. We were a very good team. And I remember him looking at the coaches, and I'm the only player around in the dugout close to them, and my dad looks over at one of his coaches. He's like, hey, man, how you feeling? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I think I'm going to go get kicked out right now. On the next bang-bang play, I'm out. But I'm going to get these guys excited. I'm going to get these guys riled up. And so, that they're like, no. You're like, we're not ready to run the team. He's like, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But
you're down 8 runs.
Yeah, yeah. But he just told him, he's like, I got a lot of fire under these guys. And so, sure enough, next play, it's a ground ball, bang, bang. I mean, almost a tie. And the guy calls him out. And my dad goes running out there to one of an umpire that he respects very much, right? He was never that guy to, like, get bent out of shape for nothing. Right. But he runs out there, and he starts, doing this and pointing at him and, like, poking him and stuff and turning his hat backwards and up in his face, and all the crowd's like, get him, Dave, and we're like kind of getting amped. We're like, yeah, coach, like, and we are getting that fire, and all of a sudden he gets the big heave-ho, right? And so after the game, because he gave him the heave-ho, which means he doesn't have to exit the premises. You only have to exit the premises if you're a big problem, right? Okay. And so he ended up ejecting him out of the game. So he got to sit up in the top stands in left field. And I'll never forget, on the ride home, I asked my dad, I said, what'd you say to that umpire? Like, what was the argument? He said, honestly, I ran up to him and I said, listen, man, that was actually a great call. He probably was out, but I want this to look good, right? I want it to look like I'm really giving you a hard time right now, okay? Because my guys are down by 8 runs, and I got to make sure that this looks good. And turns his hat backwards. He's like, so in a second, all right, in about 3 to 5 seconds, I want you to give me the biggest heave-ho you've ever given to anybody. I want you to make it look good. And the guy just looks at him and goes, Dave, you're crazy. And he's like, no, give it to me. Give me the big heave-ho. And sure enough, he's like, you're gone. And all of us are like, what? We end up coming back and winning that game. I'm not bullshitting you. It was totally a different team. And that was one point that my dad made to us, the Nets practice, man. It's like, we became killers. We were out for blood at that point. We were like, you've now kicked out our coach, and he was safe. In our eyes, he was safe, right? But like, we were just, everybody band together, and it was like, we don't have our leader anymore. Who's going to step up and be the leader? Right? And so it taught me a lot about just anything in general, right? Like, when you're in a situation, it's just, you can either be the man, or you can be the timid one to just not do it, not go out and give it 100%, right? And I would say that our team was like giving 60% at the time, but as soon as we got that fire under us and we gave 100%, we were unstoppable. And I think you saying that you liked Mike Tyson so much, Mike Tyson was a guy who was 100% all the time. As soon as that bell rang, like before the bell rang, you could tell he's going to kill somebody. Right. Like, he was ready. He just had that. But you didn't see that on some of the other guys. They were kind of timid, or they were kind of nervous. They were trying to mean mug. But Tyson's just staring at you with those black eyes like a shark, man. Just like, I'm going to win. Right. And I think from a comedy perspective, I have a hard time having that mentality. Right. And I think it's just because, I'm only a year and a half into it. But I used to have like crazy stage fright to the point to where, like, you know, I'm shaking.
Oh, wow.
I can't stop my knees from clinking together, you know, like it's a problem. And you can't do that in comedy and expect great results. Am I right?
Right. You got to have the confidence. I mean, you the one that's doing the joke. So if you don't think it's funny, what makes you gonna think they're gonna think it's funny?
Yeah.
You got to have the confidence, like, yo, this joke is fire. So you go up there and you do the joke, and if they don't laugh, it's like, well, either I got to work on it or I didn't say it correctly. Yeah, I got to work on it, or they just don't get it. Like with me, I'm at the point of my comedy is that either you don't like me because I'm not your type of comedian, or you just don't get the joke.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm funny.
Yeah.
Because if I wasn't funny, I wouldn't be booked anywhere. I wouldn't be doing shows.
Sure.
Anywhere. You know, so I know I'm funny. If you don't think I'm funny, I'm just not your type of comedian. That's why I don't like when people say you're not funny. No, he's funny. He's just not your type of comedian. That's what you should say. It's like, he's just not my type of comedian. You know, but yeah, if you got to have confidence in your jokes, and if you don't, it's like you can feel. It's like, oh man, this dude. Because sometimes the joke's not even the funny part. It's how you deliver it sometimes.
Absolutely.
It's the facial expressions that you do. It's the movements. It's the hype and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I like, there's some jokes I do, I think they're hilarious. Some people don't think they're funny. I'm like, sure. But then there's some jokes I'm like, I'll say the joke. I don't think it's funny. And it'd be hilarious. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, like I said, different type of comedy. With me, I'm not just this type of comedy. Oh, he just do like politics, or he's just religion, or he just do black stuff. He just do white stuff. He's just one. No, I'm a diverse comedian.
Sure.
Every time I do a comedy show, I'm always, okay, this is this type of crowd. Like it would be like college or older people, or, you know, middle age, whatever. It's always, to me, when I do my shows, it's usually a diverse crowd.
Yeah.
So I know there's some jokes I'm going to say that some people probably won't think it's funny, but other people think it's hilarious. I'm not that comedian that's going to sit here and say, I want 100% of people to laugh at my jokes 100% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm happy if 80% of the people are laughing at my jokes, and the other 20% of people are like, he's just not my type of comedian. That's still a good show to me. Yeah. You know, I know I'm not funny to everyone. And a lot of comedians, they'll sit up here and they think they're funny to everyone. We're the funniest people out here. If you don't think we're funny, there's something wrong with you. No, maybe something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? So just if you're a comedian and you're out there and you're doing jokes, and you know that if you get laughs at your jokes, just work on them. If you want to get more laughs, just focus on yourself. Don't focus on the crowd so much. Focus on you getting the timing right, the delivery, all that stuff. Keep working, keep writing, because sooner or later, sometimes you just think your idea, no one else has that idea. No, a lot of comedians have that idea. There are so many comedians in this world. It's crazy how many comedians in this world. As a matter of fact, everybody's a comedian. I have never met somebody that says, I'm not funny.
That is a fact.
You know, there's people that'll sit here and say, I can't rap, or I can't sing, or I can't play tennis, I can't play sports. I can't act, but no one has ever said, I'm not funny.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah. Comedy is tough, and you can't just be doing the same jokes over and over and over and over again. Like musicians, they can sit there and say the same song over and over, and people still come see them. You saying the same joke, so like, man, find something new, do something new. Comedy is so daggone hard, you know, and but the reward is still coming out with new material, still making people laugh after years and years of doing jokes, and that's so rewarding. And comedians, I should give yourselves, we should always give ourselves a round of applause or whatever, because this is the hardest, when it comes to entertainment, this is the hardest part of entertainment. Yeah. Because you got to do that stuff over and over again. Not only that, you got to be doing this different jokes. You got to keep writing, keep doing this, man. You can't live off one joke. Well, I mean, maybe some comedians can live off one joke and just make that your routine and stuff. Yeah. But yeah.
So when you talk about like, kind of sharpening your skills on stage, what do you think? What's some advice you can give where it's like, is recording your sets a good thing? Is peer feedback? I mean, peer feedback obviously from people that you trust to give you the real deal.
Right.
But is there anything that you've done, in order to kind of sharpen your act and get it to where it is now?
I get on the mic, open mics, keep doing repetitive your jokes.
Yeah.
Because there's a joke that you might say, this is the beginning of the joke, and then 6 months later, you're like, you got something better. A year later, you got something better. Sometimes I go back to old jokes that I don't say anymore and go back to it, and I'm like, because you got a year more experience in it, so you don't have the same eyes a year ago.
Yeah.
That you have, you don't have that. The year ago eyes, it's like, okay, this is maybe trash, but after getting all the experience with doing comedy, a year later, you look back at it and be like, you know what? I used to be very uncomfortable, uncomfortable doing this. Now I feel comfortable about doing it. This joke right here, I can make it work now.
Yeah.
Because now I got this maybe new skill that I learned from being doing comedy for a whole year. Now I got this new skill that I can actually make this work.
Yeah.
So you go back out and you try the joke and it's working now. And then sometimes you just take a joke. You could just have a one-liner joke. You take that one-liner joke and I got more stuff to it. Or you take a story, like storytelling. Oh, I forgot about this. I can put this in there. Or I can be more descriptive of it's not just like I went to the store. It's like, I went and got my clothes on. I was wearing this shirt and these pants. These pants were really tight. I had to do it. There's more to a story than just like I got up and went to the store.
Sure.
There could be some funny stuff that happened during that time. And when you do comedy, you realize it, and when you start writing, that's the most important part. Start writing, get on those mics, get those reps in, and try it out. And try it out with different crowds. Don't do the same crowd. Don't go to the same open mic every week. It's the same people.
Yeah.
This place is so diverse. This is a melting pot. The same joke that you do here in Roanoke may not work in North Carolina, or vice versa.
I can tell you it doesn't.
Right. See, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what kind of crowd you're gonna get. You ready to do a set? Here come 3 or 4 kids. Now what are you gonna do?
Yeah. When do you think, or how long do you wait until you, like, from the moment that a joke, like, comes into your head, you're able to kind of work it out enough to where you feel like it should go on stage? When's that point? When is the point where you're like, this is good enough, I'm going to try tonight?
When you write it.
Yeah.
As soon as you write it, you go on that stage and try it out.
Yeah.
And then, because that's your feedback. I mean, if you just write a joke, you don't know if it's funny or not.
Sure.
Because it's only you.
Yeah.
And you think you're hilarious. You're the funniest comedian in the world. Like, I'm the funniest comedian. I have never missed any of my shows. Every show I've done, every show that L.A. Josh Preston has done, I was there. I'm great. I can't say that about any other comedian, but I can say it about myself. So I'm my biggest fan. And when you write a joke, that's when you go and try it out.
I love
and
that.
then you realize, okay. And then if it worked, it's like, okay, this worked. All right, expand on it. Don't just leave it there. Be like, I'm just gonna say this from now on and get fun. Nah, you can expand on jokes. Shoot, man. But that's what you do. As soon as you write a joke and you got it, go out there and tell it.
Put it on the stage.
Put it on the stage.
Okay. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot. Now, let's make it perfectly clear though. On an open mic, after you write a joke, take it to an open mic, not to a show.
Yeah. You don't do.
Show shows are for the forged, jokes. The ones that you're like, I know this. You have the confidence in it because you've done it so many times that you've worked it out to where that this is going to work.
Right.
Or if it doesn't, I know how to roll out of it.
Yes.
Right. Because that's one thing I've been working on is, because me, right? I like to do dark comedy, and I'm starting to find that, if I fumble the ball, I got to have some way to pick it back up and roll out of that.
Right.
Because it does happen depending on the crowd. And have you ever, or do you ever change up what your set is going to be mid-set depending on how the crowd is reacting?
Yes.
Yeah?
Because sometimes you do a joke and they don't feel that joke. It's like, okay, I can't do these kind of jokes.
Got it.
Let me see if I can get them with these kind of jokes and stuff. Because some people, like, if you do a sex joke and they're not feeling it, then it's like, okay, well, maybe I go to the family jokes. And then if they get that, it's like, okay, this is a family show. I got to do family material. I got to talk about my wife and my kids and stuff. But you go to college schools, you talk about family stuff. They're like, family? My family sucks. So you're like, so who's fucking? Yeah, we're fucking.
Yeah.
Then okay, sex jokes. Let's get it.
Yep.
And then you take it from there.
I like it. Yeah. Well, that's the difference between, like, having years and years into it, right? Because you have a repertoire of jokes that you can pull from at any time, right? Like, as opposed to, I'm a year and a half in. I will say this: if someone asked me to do a 20-minute set, there's not going to be any diversion. You know what I mean? Like,
gotta be clean.
Like, I don't ask that.
20 minutes clean. Let's go, Jared.
Yeah. How do I tell the clean Xbox joke?
Oh wow. Yeah.
You know what?
Unalive.
Exactly.
Can't you do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, it's because writing material in general, I find difficult if it's just I sit down and I say I'm gonna be funny. Like, I'm just gonna write something funny. That never happens to me. Like, I mean, I've tried, and some things, it always pulls from previous experiences, but I've been noticing a lot more that paying attention in my life, paying attention that when something happens and it makes me giggle or it makes me laugh, I think to myself, I need to write that down.
Yes.
I need to put it down right now because, I'm going to come back to it here in another day or two, and I'm going to review and be like, is it funny? And if it is funny, what makes it funny, and how can I tell that story?
Right.
Or how can I put that in a joke? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen to you? Like, what's your writing process look like whenever you're writing your jokes?
If I think of something funny, I write it down. I have the you got a phone in there. You got notes. Just put in your notes.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You can. I know you talked about Tehran. I know Tehran, Texas.
Yeah.
His and send it to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a good idea
too. And then
too.
it categorises it and stuff like that.
Yeah. You can. You got a recorder on your phone. Have pickles and beer or something like. I'm here at this place and this person is arguing about who's better this, and he said something funny. You can just do it. There's so many ways to do that. Not even just writing. Just text you, or you can just have a little recorder thing.
Just thinking about that, I like the recorder idea. I really did. No. I think I'm gonna start doing the recording idea because in the moment that you think of that, right, you're all excited and you probably, like, I know as soon as I think of something funny, while I'm typing it, I'm smiling, I'm giggling, but I would have that inflection in my voice if I just went ahead and recorded it for myself as far as what it is, because sometimes things don't translate when you read it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really know, I could have gone into a little bit more detail at the end of it just to kind of give me, because sometimes I read stuff that I wrote down, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, very rarely do I ever go back to my notes and I'm like, oh yeah, I got one. Like this is chef's kiss. This one's done.
Right.
It just never it doesn't happen. What is let's see. I don't want to give away anything in your act because I
know it doesn't matter.
Well, I was going to say, what's your favorite joke that you've ever written?
Favorite joke that I've ever written.
Your favorite joke. Just like
my very satisfying is the drive-by shooting one.
Okay.
That's a joke that was like my second joke I ever wrote. I wrote that joke back in '93, but here it is in 2025 and it still hits, and still people going. Still come up to me and say, that is a great joke. That is, oh my goodness, I would never thought of that. And it's just a one simple liner, that I say, and it's clever. It's makes people think because when I did the joke, I have to wait a couple seconds for people to get it.
Yeah.
For them to start, oh, that's good. And sometimes I have to do the vision. Some people, it's like, what does that mean? And then when I do the vision of it, this dumb. Some jokes are just like, I'm a silly comedian. I admit, there's some jokes I say, I'm like, man, that's dumb, but it makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm on stage, I love doing stupid stuff. I love saying stupid things. I love the crazy thing. Some of my jokes aren't about real life events. It's altered. I alternate universe I'm in.
I think everyone does for sure. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but and it's the altering of that reality is like, how well can you do that?
Yes.
How well can you craft that into making people be like, I never thought about that before.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I do. And like I said, like even with the Kia joke, people are like, oh man, that DMX was pretty good. It's not really about DMX. It's about me not liking Kias.
Yeah.
And people are like, how can Kias and DMX, how can he mix that together? And it's a storytelling. I'm just telling a story. And that started out with just one simple concept about the Kia joke, the Kia soul.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hate. It started out with, I don't like the word hating, and that went from Kias to doing the DMX, and then also I do the mystical. But I do the mystical when it's more of a urban crowd. It's more, I was like, I'm hitting them with the DMX already. I'm like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. But when I do the songs and stuff, then it's like, oh, that is DMX. Because when you hear songs, you don't know who the person who's singing it or rapping it.
Sure.
And then when I do the, oh, okay, DMX, I get it now. Yeah. But when I do mystical, it's more urban. It has to be more urban because it's too much. All right, mystical. All right, let's enough of that.
Gotcha.
But the storytelling, I like, and also the storytelling with going to Vegas is my wife and I and my nephew and his wife. I love that story, and I love the story about the kid at a clean comedy show with the porn and I love that joke.
Yeah,
kids like, hell yeah.
Absolutely. What are you most proud of as far as like who you've worked with or a show that you've done? What's something that you look back on and you're like, this is one of my biggest resume pieces, that you're most proud of?
Also the sperm joke.
Oh, okay.
that also, to me, that's also a very clever joke that I do, that I love, and other people that come up to me, like when I do the trap baby joke, and people like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, that was a good one. Dang, wish I thought of that. I love when comedians like, man, I wish.
Yep,
that's a good thing. I wish I thought of it.
Absolutely.
But okay, about you said the
the thing that's on your resume that you're most proud of as far as like a show that you've done, someone that you've worked with that you admired, like for instance, like I can give you my two. It was Grandin Theater being the host for your show 100%, and then opening for Rich Voss this year.
Yes.
Like those two, to me, it's like those are my resume pieces that I'm most proud of for being able to work with those people.
Yes.
Rich
Voss is great. Rich Voss, when I was starting out, he was pretty big in Roanoke when he does shows here, and watching him perform was pretty good at the Roanoke Comedy Club that we used to have. I was like, man, all right. And then you see him. It's crazy when you see comedians and you perform with them and they come on TV. And then I saw Rich Voss be one of the players in the player hater thing on Chappelle's show. Yeah, he was in the purple and stuff. I'm like, that's Rich. That dude. I work with him. And it's good to see stuff like that. But,
absolutely.
But it's. Chris Thomas, he was the mayor of Rap City. He the one that actually got me to DC so I can do all these performances with all these famous people. Doing the Bad Boy, he had a thing called a Bad Boy of Comedy, and I was able to perform with him there. The Kenan Thompson thing I did this year, performing with Kenan Thompson.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. But the one thing that changed my comedy thing, it wasn't even being on stage with the person. It was actually an advice. I was doing open mics in DC. I want to say this was like 96, 97. I put it like this. A few months after when the Nutty Professor came out. So whatever year was that? I think it was 96, I want to say.
I think you're right.
And I was in DC. Open mics are everywhere. You can do 5, 6 open mics in one night on a weekend in DC. You can start like 7 o'clock at night and be 2 o'clock in the morning still doing open mics.
Wow.
So it was a great time to do open mics. And I remember I went up there. It was like it's a 4.5 hour drive to DC back then. Because back then the speed limit was only 55, 55, 60 miles an hour. So you go to DC. And everybody, I used to always get on because it's like, oh, he drove all the way from Roanoke. And Roanoke, what the Roanoke? They always thought it was Richmond. It's like, Richmond ain't that far. No, Roanoke, Virginia. Yeah. Okay. So he's like, okay. So we get on. One day, I'm not on. This like, I got bumped. And I was like, man, I drove all this way to get bumped. But then again, I wasn't that upset because there's other open mics. But this open mic was good. Like I said, it was with Chris Thomas. And I said, man, I'm about to leave. I was so like broken, and like, yo, man, you staying for the open mic? I was like, nah, I'm not. Yo, Dave Chappelle's performing.
Whoa.
And I said, oh, Dave Chappelle's performing? Oh, okay, all right. And I sit there, and he couldn't get anything out because everybody was like, women be shopping. And I was like, man, this dude can't get his jokes out.
Yeah.
And then after the show, I was like, aren't you upset? I was like, so are you upset that you couldn't get your jokes in? That all they said was women be shopping? He's like, well, I'd rather have them say that than N-word, where my fries?
I feel that.
And I was like, oh, okay. But and he actually said the N-word. I don't. He actually said the N-word. So I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And then the second time, I was able to get on stage. I met him 3 times. The second time I was able to do the show, I was able to do the show with him on it and stuff, but I couldn't talk to him this time. I mean, they were in his room and stuff, and they were separated. So I was like, all right, well, I did my shtick and left. The third time I went up there, and I came out the bathroom, and I was walking. He was walking. I guess he was going to the bathroom. And I was like, hey, Dave. He's like, hey, man. And then he's like, hey, man, when you do your jokes, slow down. You're too fast with your jokes. Let the people laugh. You do a joke and then you're on to the next one. Your jokes are funny. And plus, some of them jokes people need to get. So just slow down on your joke. And then I explained, I was like, well, sometimes I do that because I only got 5 minutes to do. So I keep going. He's like, man, there's like 7 open mics you can do. Just 7. You can just do the joke and then other open mic. As a matter of fact, the open mic that you're about to do next, they probably already heard that joke from this when you first did it.
Yeah. Calm
down. Just slow down and do your, and you'll be. I think you'll be all right.
Nice.
I was like, thank you. He's like, yeah, now I gotta go take a shit. He didn't really say that. I'm just adding that too. But,
I'm with you.
But and that was, and that stuck with me. That's why when I do, I'm not rush. I don't rush it, man.
Yeah.
I just say my jokes. I pause, and that's what I learned. Cause I watch Dave. Dave, he pauses a lot. He's like, and then he goes on his joke.
Yeah.
It's like that's what he was talking about. That's what he was talking, and that's what I learned. So that was the biggest thing. About my comedy.
I think there's a little bit of a point to be made there, right? It's like if you go to an open mic and you got a solid tight 5,
mm-hmm. and you're only able to get 3 of it out because you're having to pause for laughter. That's a dub. You know what I mean? Yeah, with Tehran and Los Angeles.
Exactly. Yeah, same thing.
Same thing, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. But
yeah. And you got to see the podcast of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
Because I don't doubt anything about Tehran, but I'd like to know being out in the crowd when that joke hit, like scale from 1 to 10.
It was a 10.
It was a 10. Love it.
It's remember I explained earlier when I said when people would go, man, I wish I thought of that joke.
Yep.
That's one of them. It's
Yeah.
like I'm sure everybody's like, man, I wish I thought of that.
Absolutely.
Because you know it's coming, but you still laugh. You laugh because they don't know it's coming.
Yep.
I was like, man, hey, I'm like, and I'm sitting there like, oh man, everybody, and you can see the crowd like, okay, and then when he says, I'm just, you're with the crowd because the crowd is sitting there laughing. You can't. Nah, you can't even do that. You laughing with them.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like stand up and give them. I was like, no, because I don't want people thinking that this is fixed or oh hey, is that LA right there? Oh, this was a setup, you know. So I was like, man, I wanted to get that dude a round of applause. Like, and I'm sure if I did that, I'm sure there were people that probably would have done that as well. It was so daggone good, man.
Yeah.
And every time he does it. He doesn't just do it on stage. He does it everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did he tell you? He didn't tell you the Bristol one.
No.
We did a show in Bristol, Virginia, and I'm always surprised when he talks. And so there's this guy. He's sitting there. He's telling everybody, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?" This one, "Hey, how you doing?" I lost it.
Yo.
I lost it. I was like, man, can't take this dude anywhere.
That's
the
awesome.
Dude is in character, and it was funny because after he got on stage and when he said, "I'm messing with you," the guy was shook in the crowd. He's like, "Man, you got me." The dude after the show gave him a hug. He's like, "You got me on that one."
Yo.
That show, that right there, I was like, man, I can't take him. I can't take him anywhere because it's normal talking when we talk,
sure.
And then we get in the he pulls that up, and I'm like, oh yeah, this thing,
yeah,
this thing he does, yeah, that's right, okay,
yeah. I was see, I didn't know whether or not to bring it up in the podcast because we were out front or we were outside of the show one day out of Spot on Kirk, and we were trying to like get people to come in off the streets, you know. And I remember going, I was like, Tehran is one of the funniest guys. He does this one thing and as I did that, he grabbed my wrist. He's like with his mouth where he made you laugh. And I was like, oh yeah. And he looked at me, he's like, don't be blowing up my bit now.
Right,
I was like,
right.
yo, my bad. I didn't even think about it. I was like, I'm just such a fan of it. He's like, no, I appreciate it. He was so cool about it.
Yeah.
But it just, once again, right, lessons that you learn, you know, while doing, you know, I wasn't even on stage and I learned a lesson there where I was like, yeah, don't be giving away nobody's bits, you know, especially when it's a powerful one like that. And that's where, like, you know, it is, he protects it by being in that character, and yes. It's so good. It's so funny. Yeah, man. Let's see. Anything else coming up besides? So I know you're doing the comedy festival,
right? And
then, do you have any big plans coming up before the new year?
Before the new year, no, I know I'm doing a Richmond show on the 25th. Tehran and we're doing it with Samantha L up in Richmond.
Awesome.
October 3rd, we're going to be in Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh. And
Chow Bao actually is producing this, and it's going to be myself. I'm hosting it. Jordan B is going to headline it. And then we got a comedian out of D.C. Her name is Althea McFarland. We call her Reese. She does the Morning Mac show on Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we bring her in there as well. And I'm so proud. I love this show because, for one, it's Chow Bao is actually producing it.
Yeah.
He actually went out and because he said he was going out there, and I just told him, hey man, just go out there and see if there's anybody that want to do shows. Expand. Don't be just Roanoke.
Yeah.
Go out there and expand.
Love that.
So he did that, and now boom, we got a show October 3rd.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. That is awesome.
So I'm just glad I've got comedians that are listening, because when I tell you something, I'm not telling you. I'm doing it to make you improve on your comedy.
Sure.
I'm not saying stuff to be hateful or anything like that. I'm saying it because I see something in your comedy, and I know you can go far in it.
Right.
instead of doing this, just do that. Or if you want to expand and be a producer, you got to go out there and go get the shows. The shows aren't going to come to you.
Yeah.
There's too many comedians out there, especially if you're want to expand and go to like DC. You know how many comedians in DC? They can just pick can you do a show? You do it. All the DC people. You think they're going to be like, hey, let's see if there's any comedians in Roanoke, Virginia that we can pull. No, you got to go out there and be like, hey, I'm from Roanoke, Virginia. I may be from there, but I'm willing to travel to DC to do a show with you. Oh, really? Well, let me see. It'll be because some bookers like new faces. Some audience be like, yo, you got any, I keep seeing the same comedians over and over and over and over again. You got anybody new?
Sure.
And then it's like, oh, what about that guy from Roanoke that texted me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let me try that. So you go out there. You got to go out there and say, hey, I'm available. And it's not kissing anybody's ass. It's just saying, hey, I'm available.
Yeah.
That's it, man. I'm tired of people saying just because people are doing shows because they're kissing somebody's ass. Nobody has ever kissed my ass to be on my show.
Sure.
They've asked me, hey, can I be on the show? I'm like, yeah, come on. Because I give people chances. I have given everyone a chance. If you want to be on my show, text me. I'll be like, hey, I got a spot here. Or I got an open mic. I do open mics. I do open mics after all my shows. Bam, you got a place right there to hone your craft.
Yeah. I think sometimes people get the feeling of either A, they're like, I'm good enough. They should be like they should be reaching out to me.
Right.
Or B, they're like, I don't know. I don't know this producer. I don't know if I should reach out to them and just introduce myself and try to get on one of their shows. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you right now, I've done it. And it's an easy conversation. It's a yes or no question.
Right.
Can I get on one of your shows? And it's like some people say, send me a 5-minute video.
Right.
Some people are like, hey, I'm already completely booked, but I'll definitely keep you in mind.
Yes.
And this is comedy right now. Is a big time relationship thing. Like you just don't be afraid to build new relationships with people. That's all it is, right? Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. The worst case scenario is someone's going to be a complete dick to you, which has happened to me as well. And it's like, you know what? Have a good time with whatever it is you're doing.
Exactly.
That's fine. No big deal. Like that was a one-time thing, and that wasted 10 seconds of my life, and I was like, you know what, no big deal, on to the next.
Exactly. Exactly. And if they do, and if you do reach out to them and they don't reach out, like in a couple months they don't reach out to you, don't say, okay, you're not interested. Reach out again.
Sure.
There's sometimes I had to 2 or 3 times before somebody said, oh, I'm sorry, I've been busy. You don't know what's going on in their world, that something might have happened. Yeah. That they couldn't get to you, or they were remodeling. Some places said, hey man, we were remodeling, we were doing new things here. Yeah. We couldn't. Sorry, I couldn't get in touch with you. Yeah. But yeah, we come on, do a show.
Yeah. Sorry if you got forgotten. Yep. You're a brand new thing, right? New things are easily forgotten, especially if they haven't seen you yet. Right. Or they haven't really met you. That's the thing. I think the biggest piece of this that I'm getting to is just don't have an ego about it. Right. If you make yourself out to just be, you're easy to work with, you're somebody who's hungry for it. That's what I feel like a lot of people who are making their own shows, they want people who are hungry, right? Mm-hmm. They want people who want it, who are willing to sacrifice and do the things, just like you said, travel a little bit. Like, you're going to go where you can get the most exposure. Right. Or the most opportunity. And, if that means doing a whole bunch of open mics around Roanoke and that's all you can do because you can't travel, do those. Make an impact at every show. Right. And once you get the means where you're able to travel around a little bit, I'm going on a vacation, here in a couple of weeks. I'm telling you right now, I've already looked up the open mics that are there just because I want to go. I want to go do some open mics somewhere else. So just any time that you can get on a stage, I think it's healthy. Right. I think it's good.
Right, and get on the stage. Don't matter if it's one person out there or 100. So you get there's people come up there and be like, oh, there's only 2 people. I'm not doing it. Like, man, you better get up there and do that open mic. Shoot, you ain't gonna do another open mic for another 2 weeks.
Well, I can tell you right now, if you can make a group of 10 or less laugh, you're gonna kill it with 100. Right. 10. Whew, that's tough.
and you never know who that 10 people know. Because I'll tell you right now, Ursula's, when we did Ursula's Cafe, and Ursula's, it's not a big crowd and stuff like that, but there was one person there that was John Pence. He's a Spot on Kirk guy.
Yeah.
He was there, and he saw the show, and he's like, hey, would you want to do an open mic at Spot on Kirk? I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then boom, we started doing open mic.
A door opened by putting your best foot forward, even at a show that didn't have a lot of people.
Exactly. And do your open, and if you can, do the best open mic situation. Don't be sitting there as only one or two people. Let me do these jokes that didn't get a laugh I did 6 months ago. It's like, no, keep do your best. There's a best open mic jokes too. Those are the jokes that you're working on them, and you're getting there, but they're not ready for the big show.
Yeah.
Do those jokes. Keep working on that. Don't go back and be like, hey, I just started this joke and let me go out there and do. Nah, man. Work on your strong open mics. Then when your strong open mics jokes are good enough to go to the big stage, now you come back and do, okay, now I'm going to do these jokes. And that's all it is. Just take these jokes. Okay, done with that. And then sometimes you don't have anything. It's like, oh, man, I don't have any open mic. Let me go back to these jokes and see if I can stretch it out somehow. Oh, instead of saying this, let me say this. Okay, I'm going to say this. And when I go to open mic, I'm going to say this and see if it works better than what I said it before.
I like it. Yeah, totally. Heck yeah. Well, the Real Funny Comedy Festival coming out this week. So make sure to catch a show. I'm going to make sure that you have links in the description so that you can be able to click on it. And I'm also going to make sure to post the posters for each show in the at the end of the podcast. So that way, if you have any questions, anything like that, you guys can reach out to LA. You're LA Josh Preston on Facebook.
Right. And LA Josh Preston on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yeah. You can find him anywhere.
Well, look up LA Josh Preston.
Well, hey, man, thank you once again.
No, thank you, man. This has been great. I enjoyed it.
I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So once again, LA Josh Preston, it's been a great one. Hey, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.